going on, Panthers Nation? It's Aaron Duncan here, back again with another video brought to you by Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. And today we are talking breaking news regarding the Carolina Panthers and a trade. Yes, a trade has occurred. The Carolina Panthers have made a big-time trade. We all know that against the Houston Texans on Thursday, we lost first-round pick Jaycee Horn to a foot injury. Looks like he would go on IR, have surgery. He will miss an extended amount of time. So to shore up this defense and keep the momentum going, the Panthers aren't sitting on their hands. They saw what happened with Rashawn Melvin getting burnt by Brandon Cooks during the game. They wanted to re-up and see what could happen. The rumor had it that they were kicking the tires on Richard Sherman and possibly bringing in another vet like Richard to see what he could do and bring to this team. They decided to go another way. They decided to trade Dan Arnold and a third-round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars for CJ Henderson and a fifth-round pick, making a big splash, per se, to say the least, on this Monday morning. So in this video, we're going to talk about who CJ Henderson is, what this means for the Panthers going forward as far as the cornerback position, and what this means for the tight end position going forward for the Panthers. We'll start right now. What's going on, everybody? Once again, my name is Aaron Duncan here, and I start off every video by saying, what up, dude? And here on this channel, Necessary Bluntness, we give recap and analysis of the NFL, in particular the Carolina Panthers. So if you want to stay in the loop about the Panthers, get more updates like this, more takes, live streams, and podcasts, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon. That way you get a notification every time I drop a video and you won't miss a thing, because breaking news like this happens all the time regarding the Panthers, it seems like. So if you want to stay in the loop and get my takes on it and just stay up to date and talk about it with me, make sure you subscribe. And please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out in the algorithm and gets the word out and lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content and you like the content. So I appreciate that. But hey, you guys, let me know down below in the comments, how excited are you feeling about this deal? I know there's some buzz and excitement about bringing in Richard Sherman, but for us to be able to get somebody like CJ Henderson, the former first-round pick, it means a lot. So you guys let me know down below in the comments, how do you feel about the trade? Do you feel like the Panthers won the trade, or do you think that they overpaid? Let me know down below in the comments. So CJ Henderson was the former first-round pick out of the University of Florida. He was a top 10 pick, number 9, regarded as one of the top cornerbacks in the 2020 draft class, between him and Jeff Okudah. Obviously, Okudah has had some ups and downs with the Lions, but a lot of people thought that CJ Henderson was that guy because he's 6'1", 204 pounds. He's a great press man corner. He's physical, and he played against some top competition in the SEC. So for him to kind of be traded, a lot of people may be scratching their head like, why? But obviously Urban Meyer in his first year, a lot of the times, like you saw with the Carolina Panthers, new coaches want to get their guys into the building. And CJ Henderson was not an Urban Meyer guy. Even though he went to Florida, obviously he didn't spend any time with Urban, but he may not have been, I don't know. He just might have not been a good fit. Sometimes that happens. I mean, you saw the Panthers get rid of some good players or decent players, and you may be scratching your head, but if they're just not a guy for the new regime, they're just not a guy and it doesn't fit. Nevertheless, the Panthers were there to scoop and score for another reclamation project. They're good about getting guys from teams that don't want them anymore and bringing them in, aka Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold, and now CJ Henderson is added to the list. So now, as you can tell, the Panthers have probably arguably the top 2 cornerbacks for the past 2 years draft on their team. Granted, Jaycee Horn is on the mend right now, but to have the 2020 top cornerback and the 2021 top cornerback, both 6'1", 204 pounds on their rookie deals, I mean, you love to see it. You're getting him cheap against the salary cap, but you answer an immediate need, and it helps you for your future. So CJ Henderson, his rookie year, only played 8 games because of injury, but he tallied 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 6 pass defenses, and 36 tackles. That's pretty good numbers for a rookie in his first season. Obviously, the things didn't work out in the future going forward. And according to yesterday's list, as far as the inactive and players available, he was inactive because of an illness for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That tells me that this deal is probably already in the works, and if not already in the bag, because the Panthers, they played Thursday, so they probably had a lot of time to scan and make some phone calls over this little extended break in between this time and our next game. So they kicked the tires on Richard Sherman a couple of days ago. A lot of people were wondering if that was going to happen, but obviously this regime values youth over experience. Youth over experience. Youth and talent over experience, especially speed. Especially with this type of defense that we have, to put a guy just like CJ Henderson that almost has mirroring skill sets as Jaycee Horn when it comes to size, physicality, and fluidity when it comes to turning those hips, it makes sense. Now we have pretty much 2 carbon copies of each other with Jaycee Horn and CJ Henderson to go along with Donte Jackson. So what does this mean for the Carolina Panthers? It means the Panthers get insurance, like I said. That way Jaycee Horn, now that he has that injury, he doesn't feel like he has to force himself back, because if the Panthers are really in the mix down the stretch, it could have put a lot of pressure to bring back our first-round pick prematurely. Now he can chill, rehab on his own, make sure he's 100% before he comes back, maybe even sit out the whole season if he has to. We want to make sure the future for Jaycee Horn stays as bright as it looks right now. No point in bringing him back if we don't have to. So CJ Henderson, like I said, he brings in a guy that has similar skill set to Jaycee Horn, can play man, physical. I love to see it. Now, he goes against the other side of Donte Jackson, and A.J. Bouye continues to play in that slot. That way that we have a lot of versatility and speed still, and Bouye, like I said, can remain as the nickel slot cornerback. But also keep in mind that Donte Jackson is in a contract year in the last year of his deal. So if we have confidence that Jaycee Horn comes back, CJ Henderson balls out, this could be a little bit of leverage and insurance just in case the Donte Jackson contract talks get a little spicy or complicated. I obviously think that Donte Jackson will be re-signed because he's having such a great year right now. All he literally has to do is stay healthy and continue to do what he does. He seems like to be a big Matt Rule guy, but you never know how these contract talks can go. We saw James Bradbury leaving in free agency, and we really didn't even pretty much bat an eye because the price was too high. James Bradbury went on with the New York Giants and seems to be excelling, and now he's rated one of the top cornerbacks. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we retain the talent of Donte, because we've seen Donte grow from a guy that was kind of a hothead and a loose cannon in his rookie year, even though he made plays, to an experienced vet, physical, tackling cornerback right now that he really didn't always show early on. So I really like Donte in this system, but getting CJ Henderson only on the second year of his rookie deal literally gives you the perfect leverage and insurance when it goes to a negotiation this offseason with Donte Jackson. Just to put the icing on the cake, CJ Henderson steps in and feels that immediate need. Like I said, he can play different positions. He can play in the slot also if you want to put Bouye on the outside. We still have Bouye as a vet presence, so no need to be upset about not getting Richard Sherman in the building, because CJ Henderson has the ultimate upside, and they looked at him last year in the draft coming out, but they decided to ultimately go with Derek Brown. Now they're able to give both in exchange for a couple picks and a tight end in Dan Arnold. Speaking of the tight end, Dan Arnold, he did give us some size element and athleticism that we haven't really had at the tight end position. Ian Thomas hasn't really developed as that target that we wanted him to be the heir apparent to Greg Olsen. But we ended up picking up Tommy Tremble, and Tommy Tremble, Matt Rule even said yesterday that he could be this year's Jeremy Chin, a guy that was pretty much under the radar. A lot of teams slept on because Tommy Tremble was looked at more so as a blocker coming out, but we've decided to give him chances to catch the ball. We actually gave him a handoff in the end around. He scored his first career touchdown against the Houston Texans on Thursday, but also caught a deep sideline pass from Sam Darnold that was pretty beautiful. And as he continues to emerge as a guy that we can count on, it seems like they're going to lean on him more. We saw his snap count start to increase as the season progressed in these first 3 games. So Tommy Tremble is his time right now. Him and Ian Thomas are going to be the guys that we have. They're going to be it. It's just, it is what it is. They don't have the size that Dan Arnold has, but we weren't really overusing the tight end position as much anyway. Yes, Dan Arnold did make some catches, and he drew a flag on Thursday, but he still wasn't a major guy. He hasn't made that red zone impact immediately that we expected from that tight end position for what we saw in training camp. So being able to move on from him isn't the worst thing in the world, especially we can get insurance bringing in a cornerback like CJ Henderson. To update and reconcile the Panthers draft picks for the 2022 draft, they have a first, a fourth, 2 fifths, 2 sixths, and a 7th round pick remaining. I assume that we're going to make some more deals to recoup more picks, just like last season's draft. So don't sweat it too much, obviously. As long as we have that first round pick to be able to draft a star-studded left tackle or offensive lineman, I'm good in my book. So it looks like you can see what the plan is, and these guys really mean they want to go for it. That's what it tells me. When you make a trade like this, that lets me know that you're serious about winning this year. You want to strike while the iron is hot. Yeah, you want to build a sustained, successful young team that can be good from year in and year out, but this is the NFL. One, nothing's guaranteed from a year in and year out basis. Teams like the Patriots are an anomaly and they're rare. So you want to strike while the iron is hot. Take the momentum now while you have it. If you think that you have a chance to make a run this year, put all your chips on the table, but also at the same time build for the future by getting in youth like CJ Henderson. I love what this deal means when it comes from Scott Fitterer and Matt Rule. I got to give them credit on this one. Hopefully everything works out on the field. But you guys let me know down below in the comments how you're feeling overall about this. Do you feel like we gave up too much draft capital? Let me know down below in the comments. But without further ado, I'm signing off. I'll see you next time. Peace.